So where do we start from? We're up. We're on. Want to talk about the vehicle or the second batch of the money?
Second batch of the money and the vehicle.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
Now we got some good info for you to step back but decided to proceed. How do you feel about that?
But did the info help? It should have. The info was good info. If I was very serious about like the warnings I got, like it was good info. But then did I listen? Do people in love listen? I don't think they do. I didn't. Okay, personally I didn't. So the info was good. And my friend, thank you. You know yourself. Thank you. But your sister, your friend here, she didn't listen.
And now, people, I think I need to come back and say how I tried. How she told me she's going to lend this money. And I was like, no. That's how she told me.
And here you are.
I am back. Let's do this. So this woman, I don't know what happened that day. I think we were coming out. We had gone out.
We had gone out.
We had
to
gone
Mojos.
out.
We went to Mojos.
Yes. Oh, that place.
Our favorite place. Hey.
Should talk about
Is it? I miss that place. There are 100 bob shots.
I know.
I miss that place.
I know.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're on our way back. And Rosie decided, finally she let me know. I don't think she wanted to tell me.
Nah.
But she
Alcohol.
told me.
Alcohol.
And here I am, a shocked woman. And I'm thinking of the money she's talking about. And I feel like dying. And what did you tell me?
You know, when
You
people
don't understand?
love, you don't even understand this love thing, because I love the man. And when you meet the person you love, you know. You actually know. God has sent this guy to me.
We're getting married.
Ay!
Jesus Christ. And you know, people, I had mi nilikuwa nimeachwa, so I think alikuwa naona si understand the situation. Like maybe I'm hurt, maybe I don't trust men, so I'm not even, or maybe hata Simone, you know, I'm not happy because of her relationship.
Be happy for your sister.
So what do? You step back and you let go, and that's how it happened.
Oh God. That was a disaster. That was a disaster in making.
Here you are. You've given out the money. What happened now? Now to make you realize, this is it. Kuna shida.
No. Bado hapo sija realize kuna shida. Because that's not the only amount. Oh no. Remember, I was working. I had a good job. So that's not the only amount I gave out. Remember, I've only given him out 500k. And so far, the total amount I gave him in cash is 1.2. And then you add the vehicle.
Yeah, let's talk about that now. I know, guys, we left you hanging last time. Yeah, let's talk about that.
So we go to the second batch of the money. So this guy, like I said earlier, he used to come to Nairobi because he did have a home in Nairobi. He used to come and visit me over the weekends, go back to his business place. He used to be in Bomet. I don't know if he's there anymore, but he used to be in Bomet. So he'd come and go back there. So one of those days, I'm in the office working. Guy knows this chick is in a circle. At that time, I was contributing every month just to savings. I didn't have any loan. I was just like, hii ni ya kuweka tu. Nikaleka pesa Kenya. Hii nile umesema, it's alright. And you can imagine, that was 2015, 2016. So, now this guy knew that already, because I think at some point we discussed our finances. We are trying to know each other. We're trying to build a home together. We discussed our finances. So the guy is like, I think from your discussions, you have around 350k in the circle.
The audacity!
So you can be able to borrow this amount. Kindly borrow, because I'm still stuck. Ile supply, I didn't finish. Who am I? Whomst am I? A child of God. What do? I call the circle. Hi, can I get a loan? How much? 350. Okay. They wire the money to me. I fill some forms. They wire the money to me. I wire the money to the guy via Pesa. 2 batches. Your time, I think staff was like 70k max. So I did it 2, 3, but I can't remember how many batches, but I was doing 70k. I sent him the money. That was the second batch. Then I say, wow. I don't know if I should go back to the time that us trying to know each other. Now for me to be able to trust this guy and know, like, okay, he's like just like the Swindler. Let me just say, just like the Swindler, the documentary. You see, the guy has shown you a life that you tend to believe that this guy is able to even repay me the amount, or even he can be able to afford this life. Yeah. So the guy had told me he had 2 homes in Hurlingham, 2 houses, homes he's bought. So he told me his ex-girlfriend was fighting him over 1 home. So he decided to sell that 1 home so that she didn't fight over it. So he has 1 more home left. So I told him, okay, one of these days I need to see the home. So we go to church. We used to go to Maxwell. Yes, Maxwell Church. So if you know the guy, he's a Kisii dude. Do not believe any pastor Kisii dude who is a pediatrician. Maybe later I'll mention the name. Maybe later. But he's a Kisii dude. Anyway, back to my story. So the guy texts me after going to church. That's Maxwell. He told me, so this is the day I'm going to show you my home. The home I own in Nairobi. But then I've rented it out to someone. So I tell him it's okay, we can just go check it out. Hurlingham. How much is the house worth? Around 13 million or something. So we go. Getting to the place, we couldn't enter. The guy shows me from outside the gate, that's the house. I've rented it out, and the tenant will not allow us to get in because the tenant is not in Kenya.
Here we go.
Hi! Ha! Hi! So the tenant is not in the house. So the guy tells me, yeah, I'm also laughing at myself. The guy tells me because the tenant is not in the house, we can't go in. So somehow I understood that story. I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. So we leave. So we can't go in because if we barge in, it's basically trespassing because I've rented it out. So I'm like, okay, fine, it's okay. I know this is the house. Let's go home. We come back to my house. Home is my house. So we come back to my house. Same story. With every amount I lent him, we made sure to add it to the legal agreement. So that also gave me some type of surety. Yeah. So I knew I didn't think the guy was a swindler. At some point we were even looking for houses to buy. He'd actually go to the extent of going to an apartment or a house on sale, and he'd be like, babe, do you like this one? It has 3 bedrooms. Look at the kitchen. He'd just take me, I'm at work, so he'd take me through the kitchen, the whole house, just to make sure that I like it. So I'd be like, hey, me I'm good, I'm set in life. Look at me. See my life. Mm-hmm.
But wait, I'm still curious on how he made you too comfortable to talk about your finances. Have you ever done this before?
No. After him, for him, the way he came to my life, I think he came in a way that we are doing this. And for me, there's no point I had ever gotten with anybody in life where I was like, I'm doing this with this person. So that's the first person I got into, like, this is it. I'm good, I'm settled, I'm good. So, and me thinking, when you're trying to marry someone, or when you're trying to, you be open. You need to be open. Tell me, these are my debts. These are my savings. This is what I earn. Those kind of things. So he made me comfortable with that.
Okay, this is serious.
Hi.
This is serious.
My Kenyan version of a swindler.
So the car.
Wow. With the car, what happened was I had a vehicle which was in the transport industry. Now with this matatu, Kenyans, matatu. So I had a matatu. So when the guy came into my life, he knew like I was working a good job, the matatu giving me income every day. So like I said earlier, I think the guy knew from the word go what I had going on in my life. So the guy decides, now with your matatu, these drivers wanakusumbua sana. Why the hell are you keeping up with them? I have all these workers in Bomet who do not have a mode of transport. So why don't we do this? Let's go. Niangusha hizi viti za mat. The way the seats are made. I drop them and then I have my workers sitting there, and then we carry the poles, the timber, because we had a timber yard. So that vehicle was to act, and then I'll be paying you monthly, which was a good deal, because then I don't know how to hustle with a driver. I don't have to hustle with anything. All I know is like I've hired out the car to my boyfriend, my then boyfriend, so that he's going to be paying me monthly. First month goes by, he doesn't pay. So I ask him what's up. He knows, you've been here. There's no money coming in. Business is not working right now. So I tend to understand. Second month, same thing. And still, all these months, he's telling me all this thing. He's still trying to borrow money from me. So he's actually even trying to push me to go and borrow money from our previous neighbor.
The audacity!
I go to my neighbor and I tell him, I'll come to you, or you'll come to the house, and then I'll try and borrow money from you. But please tell me you do not have the money. So that at that point, I think the red light was in my head, like, don't do this. Don't do this. So my neighbor plays my game, comes to the house, like, no, me, I don't have that kind of money to lend you guys.
I'm smart too.
Eventually, when he already has the car is working in Bomet, carrying his workers and stuff. So at some point, he comes back to me and tells me he has another tender. Now, he has a potential tender. This other potential tender needed him to grease the hands of the tender givers, whoever. He needs to grease their hands so that they can give him that tender. So how much do you need? I need like 200k. Remember, the car is worth around 700k, 650, 700k at that time. So the guy like, I need like what? 200k. Money I could have easily borrowed from, let's say, my sister at that time, without having to let go of my car. So he comes up with this good idea, like, no, just let's take the logbook. Let's go to this money lender. I'll sign off some checks, because they require you to sign post-dated checks, and then I'll be depositing this amount of money in your account. Within a month, 2 months, I will have paid it off. I agree.
I'm like, girl, you look crazy.
So I signed it off. He already had someone from inside. So the guy was just bringing us papers. So I sign on them, give them the logbook. Good. They gave him the money. I give them the post-dated checks because the car is in my name. But after that, he never paid. First month goes by, doesn't pay. Before that, remember, I was having trouble at work. My job was a well-paying job. It was a good job. I appreciate that previous employer, but it had some, at the last minute before I quit that job, it had its own stress. So before I made that decision to quit, of course it was my decision, but the guy also contributed to me moving out of that job as fast as I could. He also came up with this option of like, we have this timber business. It will pay you more than this job is paying you. Yeah. And I did agree with him. So eventually I had already, when all this is happening, I have already quit my job. So I'm jobless. Here I am, the business that I have already given out the car. It has not paid even a cent. The guy is just giving me stories and stories about paying it back, doesn't pay it back. I'm getting into more debt with the car. And I'm living in a rental house. I still need to pay my bills. This is where you start asking yourself questions. Where the hell did I go wrong? Where did I lose it? And then you're coming from a point of financial advising background. You're coming from a point of, like, people come to you for financial advice. People come to you from a point of like, you've taken the right path. What do I need to do that, to get there? And then you're the one who's making those mistakes. You question you question your intelligence for a minute. You question your sanity for a minute. I did question my sanity. I think my family questioned my sanity, but because I'm in love, I don't listen. No, I'm in love. We're going to Egypt for our wedding. Hey!
Let me take you
It was a destination wedding.
So this guy has told me as a timber party. And he's also made you talk to family and friends. Have you met these people, or have you gone to see this?
I haven't. I've met the friends.
Yeah.
I haven't met the family. But I have gone to I spent one of the Christmases in his timber yard. Okay, in his Boment yard. He had his servants, he had his workers, not servants. He had his workers. There's a timber yard there. He had a tractor. Like, everything is so believable. And at that point, I'm there, like, cutting onions and tomatoes for these workers. Like, we are celebrating Christmas together. Not knowing, maybe all of them were in on this scam. Yeah. He did play me on that. He did play me on most of the workers, because you cannot tell me you have this tractor which is worth millions and you're not able to pay me the amount that you owe me. Secondly, all these people who are asking you for money, all these people who are threatening my life. There's a time I was followed from where we used to live, Lex, all the way from the road to my house. And when I get to the house, I'm like, somebody's following me. And it's like, for a minute, can you stop using your, your smartphone? Use a kabambe or something. That is what he told me. I'm even using my kabambe because these people are on my neck. The one thing I regret is not listening to those warnings I got from people, his exes. The exes were like, this guy has swindled me of 500k. This guy has swindled my mother. Not even me. Has swindled my mother. I'm not talking about my mother. I'm talking about the experiences. My mother, 1 million shillings. They even sent me the receipts. But because I was so into the guy, and because the guy was also so convincing and telling me all these nice things, I never believed them. Even right now, we still talk. Once in a while we talk. Once in a while we'll catch up. Did you ever get him? Did you ever talk to him? But no, he's still living his life. Once in a while when I'm in the mood, I'll use somebody's social media because I blocked him everywhere. But once in a while, once I'm in the mood, I'll check his social media. I'll still see him posting Bible verses and stuff. His friends still do not believe he's a swindler, but he is. So I'm not sure if I should mention his name, maybe I can give a little bit info about himself, but I don't know if it's legal for me to mention his name. If you think it's legal, kindly comment down below. I'd want to give you the name and the face, so you're well aware of the person you're dealing with. If you have any queries, hit me up. All my details are there.
Coming up next, we got to be hosted by Tuko, and Rosa Kem got to share her story. Tune in for more in part 3. Remember to share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.